Hello and welcome, my beautiful soul family, to Rainbow Shift Podcast.
Yay.
It is your host. It is your host, Simone and Mark. We are here once again to bring you the ins and outs, what's going on in the LGBTQ as far as transgenders and gender, queer, or expensive. So
Awesome.
let's get rolling, y'all.
All right. It's good to be back.
Yes, I'm just like, oh, it's November already. I'm just like, it's November. I'm just like, time is it's
It
time.
still feels like March to me. I mean, it can't be
That's
fall
what I'm
yet.
saying. Like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even believe it. But yeah, I know that right now we have a lot going on in this month. Like, I'll probably let you head them off with that, Mark, on like what's
All right.
coming up and what's going on with like our website and stuff like that. So I'll let you
All
take the floor.
right. Yeah, so the website's live. Very excited. I get very excited about this stuff. I'm a geek. I don't know what else to say about it, other than check out the website. It does have more information about Rainbow Shift, the podcast, and the community that's coming out. And we've put our coming soon date. It's going to be November 15th. So this will probably be coming out about the same time. So please check it out. So obviously, this podcast is for a chance for us to talk about it. In the community, though, this is where we get a chance to really get to know each other and exchange information. And we're going to have different themes every month that we're going to really bring more information to, all the way down to stuff happening every day, whether it's a question or a survey or a poll or just something to encourage everybody just to be a part of it. Um, and that's going to be coming out live, and we're going to have some founders specials. So it's going to help keep the costs down. There is going to be a cost associated, but that just helps us really support the community and um, kind of weed out some of the people that would just show up to just cause some trouble. So, but very, very excited about this. This has been just months and coming, and our first monthly theme is going to be about navigating the holidays. Wow, talk about a topic. I,
Love
I,
it.
I don't know about everybody else, but I do not look forward to this time of the year. I really don't. Like past Halloween, I'm like, ugh, just get me through New Year's because the expectations put on
Oh my gosh.
Thanksgiving and Christmas and traveling,
Mhm.
and everybody has to be together and you have to get a gift and you have to be excited about the gifts that you get, which doesn't always happen. Uh, or just spending time with family members that you just don't want to be with.
Mm, say that. Yeah, like with that being said, I just want people to think about it like for a few minutes. Like, you write it down in the comments, like hit us back, give us feedback on like how do you feel about Thanksgiving? Because I know Thanksgiving is different for everybody. I know for me, it's just like I used to be this whole like, oh, let's celebrate Thanksgiving and get everything together and get the food going, da 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 da, and everybody be together and happy joy and yay. One, I'm vegetarian and I'm just like, okay, so it's very limited on what I can eat at the table, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then two, I'm just like, once I learned the history of like Thanksgiving itself and like how it came about, like after the first original Thanksgiving first occurred, the little peaceful one, I was like, oh, so this is built on like bloodshed
Yeah.
and greed. Oh, oh,
Mhm.
okay. So I could just like, yeah. I think twice now about basically doing Thanksgiving celebrations, but I still go for the food that's available for me.
Yeah, I hear you. I eat vegetarian as well, but like even before that, turkey never interested me. And we watch a ton of like House Hunters International,
Yes.
and actually not just those, but like several of them. We're really weirdly obsessed with that whole process. But we're always amazed at the people that go to a European country or even more so an Asian country where ovens are not common. And they're like, how am I going to fix my Thanksgiving turkey? I'm like, seriously, there's two of you there. You could cook a chicken wing and still do the same thing. And
Yeah.
it just amazes me how centered people get around that. But like I am interested to hear what other people do because
Yeah.
we, my husband and I have lived apart from our families, like long way away from our families for a long time. And this is the closest we've been in several years to family, and we still don't travel for Thanksgiving as a general rule. And I think this year we're
Oh,
going to do like we did last year, and we're going to meet the family like the weekend after. Um, for
mm.
and eat out, not cook, but eat out. And that way everybody
Okay.
can get what they want. Oof.
It's like honestly, because when I think about it, I'm like, that is the best idea because who wants to go to Thanksgiving dinner and be like, oh, but I can't eat that. Definitely can't eat that. Ooh, that looks a little dicey.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys to just comment back on it. What do you think? What do you feel about Thanksgiving? And let us know because I know that it can be a very troublesome time when it comes to
Yeah.
people's opinion on it.
Yeah. I we switched like several years ago to instead of like doing a turkey, we just did like the festival of sides. And so like I made crock pot stuffing, which was amazing. And we had my husband's weird. He loves Brussels sprouts. We did Brussels sprouts and mashed potatoes. I mean, it was a carb fest, but
Love
you
it.
know, we did that. But and we really enjoyed that. Now, I guess technically I'm pescatarian because I do eat seafood, but and we had like buffalo shrimp,
Hmm.
But I've even gone to the point where like we had a friend over and we did lasagna. So I'm like, I haven't had a good, really good lasagna
Oh
in
my
years.
gosh. And it's
Yeah.
challenging because, like you said, Mark, it's not easy to have a good lasagna when you're vegetarian or pescatarian. And for me, I'm also like gluten allergies. So I'm like,
Mm.
trying to find a good pasta to make a good lasagna.
Yeah.
I'm just like, help me.
Oh, we need to talk recipes sometime though, because have my husband dig out his lasagna recipe where he used zucchini sliced really thin as noodles as opposed to pasta. It was really, really
I
freaking good.
tried that.
Um, there's a process to it, but yeah, that's like an entire show unto itself to talk about those things. Um, he's a great, amazing cook. I'm
I love it.
lucky that I have
Yeah.
that level.
Mm-hmm. Because
But
me,
yeah,
I'm telling you, cooking wise, and I got a chef because I am tired. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like for Thanksgiving, I feel like you have to have a lot of boundaries on Thanksgiving.
oh my,
Honestly, like, especially when it comes to if you're a little different, the LGBTQ, like, when it comes to Thanksgiving, we have to have some boundaries though, because honey, trust me, believe, people love stepping over boundaries when you go to Thanksgiving dinners and you get together
Mm.
and everybody's like at a table and they like to say whatever they want to say, whatever comes to mind. You're just like, but ouch, that kind of hurt. But you know what? I'm not gonna throw this chicken leg at your head, but I'm just gonna sit here and take it.
No matter how much fun it sounds.
I'm telling you. Oh, just some harsh stuff. But like, I don't know. For me, my boundaries were like just set first of all, boundaries on the food. I was just like, look, if y'all want me to come, y'all gonna have to cook some stuff that I can at least eat. Because I don't eat meat. So make it work for me. And
Yeah.
then secondly, is boundaries on like, my personal life. Like I choose to be who I want to be. If I want to be trans and do freely things with some men here and there, then I will do so. I don't need your input on my life at
Mm.
a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It is families uh, when back when I was interviewing for jobs, thankfully I work for myself now, although my boss is kind of a jerk. But they would say, "Oh, we're like a family here." And I'm like, "That is not a good statement to make to me because I wouldn't work with my family." Seriously, and there's this I'd be interested to hear if yours is the same, Simone, but like with mine, they feel like when everybody gets together as a family that they don't have to hold any boundaries with each other. And
Mm,
they just get to say whatever crap they want to. And a lot of my family is not great. They can be very backwards. I'm trying to be very nice about this. And I've had to set some really strong boundaries with them. When it came to food, it was like, I mean, I knew how they cooked, so I knew what I could eat and
mhm.
what I couldn't. And when I felt like it wasn't going to be enough for me, I brought my own.
I'm telling you.
But they also always lived, my extended family lived, or my dad's family lived about 2.5 hours away from us. And so we had to travel, and it was traveling into small town Kentucky in November, and the weather sucks at that time. It's gray, it's cold, usually rainy. Um, and then you'd be stuck in this one place because my
Mm-mm.
parents always wanted us to ride with them. And
Oof.
eventually I was just like, ah, screw that. I'm
Right.
like,
Okay.
if y'all want me to show up, I'm going to show up, but I'm going to do it on my schedule. I'm going to get there about 30 minutes before meal is served, and I'm going to be gone 30 minutes after.
'Cause I don't want to stick around for the extra because I already know the extra ain't gonna be pretty.
But
Okay.
that worked. It made a difference. Like that way I didn't, first off, I could play the music that I wanted to play on the drive there. And I could I liked driving at the time
Hmm.
as much as I used to. But I enjoyed the drive when it was just me. And
Hmm.
then I had already set a time limit, right? I'd already said, okay, I'm out of here by this time. And it made sure
Right.
that they kept dinner on schedule and that if I wanted to stay, I could stay. Then it was up to me. If everyone was playing nicely, which rarely ever happened, but if everyone was playing nicely and I wanted to stay, I could, right?
Right.
But that became a thing. And I noticed that once I started doing it, others started doing that too. And I gave
Okay.
them permission. And it kind of told me, ooh, I'm not the only one that doesn't like this.
Because it's like when you're around certain people that just trigger you, you're just like, well, I can't be with this right now. Mm-mm. I'm gonna do it as long as I can, and then I'm out.
Hmm.
I'm gonna play nice,
Yeah.
but then it's time for me to exit. Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, I hear you so much on that one, Mark. And like for me, I just knew like, I go, I stay as long as I can. And then I just be like, all right, I think it's time for me to go now. Because honestly, I'm getting a little drained. I'm a very energetic person when it comes to my energy. That's why I'm a Reiki practitioner and a massage therapist to be. But it's just like I can't. If the energy ain't right for me in the building, I gotta go. Like I just So, and it's like, I eat, I feel, and I'm like, oh, nice kick goes on, nice little laugh here and there. All right,
Yeah.
good to see you guys. Bye.
This comes up with my clients a lot though, as because I hear a lot of questions like, do I really have to go? And I'm like, well, it's your life. You get to make that decision for yourself.
Yes.
Now,
Oh,
some people are not always in that position where they really get to make that decision because they might still live with their family or it's not safe
yeah.
to push back in a lot of ways. And I was lucky that like I could get in and out and I could keep myself away from the people that were going to be too horrible.
Yes.
And so I didn't have to like
Interact
necessarily
too much.
speak up a great deal.
Hmm.
But not
I feel you.
everybody's so lucky.
No, there have some people, and I know in my community, in our community, excuse me, that it's uncomfortable sitting at a dinner table being yourself. Being your authentic self is not easy around Thanksgiving because a lot of Thanksgiving is based around like still to this day the Christian religion, and it has to be a certain way. And if it's not a certain way for certain families, they're just like, "Oh, you can't be here." So could you imagine your family telling you like, "Yeah, it's best if you just don't come." What are you trying to say? Are you bothered by my presence?
Mhm.
But, it's that's why I'm highly grateful that I have a family that's a little bit more accepting and understanding. But like you said, Mark, I know some families out there that don't have that, and it's just like it's rough. That's why I think about it and like, wow, family is just not about blood and what you're born into or who you're born in with. Um, it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. It's like what I call it soul family because you connect with so many different people in this world and you connect with your soul family eventually because we all come on earth for a purpose and we all come to earth with our soul family. We just don't see them at the time. And it's like, you connect with them in life. And that's who you're with, and that's who you should be around at times like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the holidays that I've enjoyed the most have typically it was always because we chose to be together. It was
Hmm.
less about obligation. And it was literally I'd like to spend the holidays with them,
Yeah.
or we'd like to spend the holidays together. And that's what makes the difference.
Yeah.
When that happens, I get it as to why people want to put these expectations on there. But I always feel for the people that don't have that or haven't developed that yet. And so if that's somebody that's listening, I hope that they can reach out to somebody
Yeah.
or get the support that they need. Weirdly enough, when my husband and I were working in bars, we liked working the holidays. We liked working Thanksgiving and Christmas. Um, because it was kind of the orphan crowd. And we enjoyed, welcoming people in and having fun stuff to do those nights. Um, be like, because so many people come in as like, I traveled here to go be with my family, and damn it, they've already pissed me off and I need a drink. I'm like, let's line the shots up, honey.
Yeah, that's why I just feel like for a lot of people, Thanksgiving is different. Like that's what I was saying earlier. Like just tell us how you feel about it. Because I know for me, back in the day, before things became a little bit more accepting from my own family, Thanksgiving was a very challenging time, like,
Mm.
to be fully you. Um, and I know for other friends and experience from that, like it's not easy to just be yourself because it's always going to be some type of judgment based on a particular practice. It's always going to be some type of judgment, and it cracks me up. The ones that judge are the most hypocritical.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's
Oh
just me. So it's like
Oh, it's pretty universal.
I'm telling you, I'm just like, golly, like it just needs to be a time of just understanding and love. Why are we doing this? Why?
Yeah. Oh, it's tiring. Yeah,
Mhm.
most of that extended family are all very religious, or I'm sorry, religious. Needed to put air quotes around that, but because that's great until it's something that impacts them, and then all that goes out the window. That
Right.
caring, compassion goes nowhere, um, only to themselves.
I'm telling you. But yeah, like I definitely fully believe and agree that, we should all just connect to who we want to be with. And for me, I think for years when I lived in New York, I just hanged out with my friends on Thanksgiving. I literally just basically sat there and just went up to every single one of their houses and was like, "Hey girl, I'm here. What's good? Ask the food, honey. Oh, because I need to eat." Um, Majority of them always have a food lined up. And they always have food lined up to like the door. So as soon as you walk in, you're like, oh, wow. And I always love hanging around my gay friends. Oh, they bring me so much joy. They'll just be like, "How you made it? Yes, girl. I told you I was coming. I might be a little half full, but I'm here."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the point of it. I feel like you just need to be around people that understand you, love you, and just make it a good time. Like, you don't want to sit at a table where you have to be like very like,
Hmm. Yeah, where you just sitting
yeah,
and
no,
sitting back.
yeah, in silence, try not to say nothing, try not to be too expressive. Oh, that's too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a time to come together, regardless of the whole background of Thanksgiving. I just see it as a time to just spend with people that you love, and eat some good food.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving? One that really stands out to you?
The one where I was talking about my friends. It was one year in New York where me, my best friend, he's basically bisexual, and a couple of my other gay friends, and we had a couple other transgender people as well, two others, and they all like invited us to like this big old like Thanksgiving party. And we were just there like cooking, and their mind the apartment's like small. It's like probably almost like the size of probably like a shoebox for like the kitchen. I was just like, this is tight. But that's New York apartments for you. So I just
Hmm.
really was like, yeah, this is a good time. Food smells good. It's good. And at that time, I think I was pescatarian at that time. I
Hmm.
wasn't fully like vegan or vegetarian. So they were having some fried shrimp in the corner, all done up. And I was like, oh, ask me the tartar, honey. So I was like, oh Lord. Um, but yeah, it was such a really good time. I will always remember that memory because I forgot where I left that picture, but we took a picture together. It's just like, all of us were there. We just had a really good time. And we just all disconnected. I don't do it as much because obviously I moved and then my other friends are still there probably. And then I think one other person moved as well. But yeah, it was a really good time to be around like my gay friends and the
Hmm.
gay community. And it was like, yeah, I love the LGBTQ.
Hmm.
Because it's like, it should be more like that. You know what I mean? Like just building a family with like that understands us
Hmm.
rather than sitting there just going to places that makes us uncomfortable. But that was my favorite time. It was like, I think it was like probably before, like 2 years before the pandemic happened. But yeah. Mm,
Yeah. Awesome.
What about you?
Um, I think the favorite one that I ever had, like I could pick different things out of different ones.
Hmm.
But probably the one that I had the most fun with was one of them that was we were working at the bar. And instead of being where I normally was, because I worked in the kink bar,
Uh-huh.
but I was working, this was a huge club in Louisville. Anybody that made it to the connection in Louisville would know
Uh-huh.
what I'm talking about. But
Mm.
I was working on the dance floor because there was like an amateur drag contest or something like that going on in the
Yeah.
show bar. And so I was right under what was the DJ booth, but they had a separate DJ that was set up down at the other end of the dance floors, huge dance floor.
Okay.
Um, but I was working in there and it was fun because the the DJ they had who is trans.
Okay.
Um, but funny enough, her name is Simone. Um, she and I had known each other for years, but we weren't friends. But we were just having fun that night. And
Yeah.
I was mixing shots that we were just making up.
Yeah.
And about three-quarters away, she's like, "You cannot feed me any more of those because I'm going to fall off that thing." Um, but it was just a fun crowd, and you frequently on those nights got a lot of straight couples in.
Yeah.
And I
Mm.
loved
Mm.
working in that area of the bar when those straight couples would come in, and all of a
Mm.
sudden they're like, "Why the hell is my boyfriend hitting on the bartender?" And I'd be like, "Honey, because
Like, I like this.
I
I was
don't look
like,
as gay as some of these other bartenders do." And all of a sudden your boyfriend's starting to question himself.
mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, gets a little
Oh,
excited about a bear daddy being there, and um, starting to really question things,
mhm. Oh my gosh.
and I know how to work that crowd and make a lot of money and get them really drunk.
Mhm.
So
And then
yeah,
things come flowing out after they're drunk. Flowing out.
it
Honey,
does.
I can't do this no more.
Hmm.
Oh, I've been hiding for so long. I'm done with you. Gosh.
Yeah, but uh, good music, a lot of fun. It wasn't a crazy busy night, so I wasn't slammed and worn out by the end of the night, and it was just fun.
I love it.
Um, yeah,
Good
so
times, good times. I tell you that we gotta continue with that because, like, just being around the crowd that makes brings you joy, regardless if it makes your family feel uncomfortable or upset. Like, you're gonna have to understand that one, some people just don't celebrate the holiday anymore because of the simple fact that of the history, and
mhm.
then two, some people just want to be around people that are gonna make them feel comfortable, happy,
Yeah,
full, very good time. So yeah, like.
yeah.
If it's not happening at the house, I'm not coming. So you can't be upset because I just want to be in a place that's going to make me happy.
Yeah, and isn't that what we're all looking for anyway, is some
Exactly.
happiness and connection with people. And I say this a lot about
Mhm.
outside of my immediate family is I love you and I will love and support you as long as I don't have to spend time with you.
Yeah.
Um, if you need help, reach out and ask, and I'll tell you whether I can help you or not. But otherwise, just please don't make me spend time with you because I, I, we don't have anything in common. You're not going to appreciate much of anything that I'm going to share. Um, and I don't really want to listen to you either. So,
Okay. I'm telling you. Luckily, I have some of my family members that I'm just like grateful that they're in my life. And my cousin, love her to pieces. My aunt, love her to pieces. There's some times me and her just be like, mm, mm, mm. But
yeah,
there's some in the family where I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
I love you guys for the rest.
yeah. I have immediate family that I love
Okay.
and respect and enjoy, but I still don't feel the need to do Thanksgiving with them.
No, I'm still debating this year to myself. I'm like, though it's a few days away, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah. So please,
mm,
everyone, just give us like, a little bit of insight on your Thanksgiving plans and what you guys are gonna be doing, what's looking like for you this year.
yeah, but if you jump in on the community, we will be posting more information, just things about setting boundaries.
Yeah.
Um, Things that I work with some of my clients on about, understanding how to set boundaries, how to talk to people in a productive way.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to feel so rough, that you can feel more comfortable with yourself in it. But also thinking about things like safety and, what is right. So it'll be a conversation though. So I
Yeah.
encourage you to jump in and check it out.
And we look forward to seeing you guys there.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm here thinking, I'm like, Veterans Day is this month as well. It's like kind of like
Yeah.
a good holiday to celebrate because, even though war is tricky and very dangerous topic.
Hmm.
I do give props and high respect to the people that actually step forth
Hmm.
and go and put their life on the line.
Yeah.
Not easy. Though it's some people's destinies to, protect others and be that hero, but it's not easy. It's not an easy decision. So definitely, hands down, I want to give thanks to the veterans out there that,
Yes.
literally just sit there and sacrifice yourself, put yourself on the line with no hesitation. Because I tell you, it ain't easy.
It's not, and I do have great respect for that. I've known many, many people over the years that um, have served even long before, during the don't say gay or the don't ask, don't tell ruling, and even before that, many of which that have gone to war, been in active duty
Yeah.
combat, and people that have joined since. I mean, it's it's actually one of my favorite lines from the movie Victor Victoria when he's asked the main drag queen, I don't remember the character's name, but asked if he's been in the military. It's like, oh, once or twice. Um, I feel that way. I've dated several people that were in the military over the years. But they sacrificed a lot. They had to do a lot in order to be in the military and had to withhold so much of a part of themselves up until the last few, and for a long time. I was trying to remember when Don't Ask, Don't Tell went away. It's been a long time now, but it's still very, I mean, for my age group, that's still something that we remember very well. And
Yeah.
people that were kicked out. That's supposed to be remedied now, by the way. They've set it up so that anybody that was dishonorably discharged can now, and they don't have to petition for it to have that reversed, and it's supposed to happen automatically. Now, I'm
Good.
sure that some people will still have to fight it, but to get
Yeah.
it. But yeah, that's very exciting. I just heard that probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. And that is exciting because I do
I'm
know
so
people
happy
that can't access benefits because of that. Yeah. So
because they
yeah,
found out.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you know, big thanks to the veterans and all that they've done.
Big thanks indeed. Definitely. All
Yeah.
righty. But yeah, I just can't imagine, you know, what the world would be like if they weren't there.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're coming up to a
Okay.
little closing soon. Any other things you
Yep.
want to mention, Mark, before we go?
Well, just a reminder, the community is coming out, and please check us out. There's going to be lots of good stuff. It's going to be building. I'll be adding some access to some educational classes, some different topics and different things. Um, So and so will Simone, and we'll let her tell you some more about that. But yeah, just keep an eye on the website. All that will be coming out is discovering self, all one word, .co with no M on the end of it.
No,
Uh,
M, honey.
yeah, yeah, that domain was really expensive. Um, but yeah, um, we may be adding a little bit extra on since this is being recorded prior to the election happening in full force.
Hmm.
But let's hope that it all goes well. So what do
Yeah.
you have, Simone? What are you?
For me, I'm going to be starting, excuse me, my Reiki courses. Is going to be coming
Yeah.
up, or I should say probably just little classes, or even sessions for you guys. When the last launch will probably be around a little bit after when the website launches as well. So be prepared for that, getting some Reiki sessions in there, getting hands-on on healing, all the shenanigans, and also basically just getting to know you as an individual and connecting with your inner being. Along with that, I am going to be working on a little bit of like some retreat ideals for next year. I am excited
Yeah.
about that. Me and Mark has basically talked about it a little bit, but we're getting things together. We're going to find a place and then we're going to decide on where we're going to do this retreat. I think it's going to be a really great opportunity for people to meet each other and just, bond, heal, grow, get as a community. Yeah. And
Awesome.
then oh, sorry, go ahead, Mark.
No, go ahead. No.
No, I think that's it. And on top of that, I'm definitely going to be working on some still courses for authenticity as a life coach. I'm definitely going to teach that to you guys and give you a little bit of insight on how to live your authentic life. And
Wonderful.
yeah, what do you have to say, Mark?
Well, I ran across a quote this morning. I was
Hmm.
reading an article and just really loved this. I'm not sure that it necessarily fits in perfect with anything that one thing that we've said today, but fits everything overall. This is by a person named Gaber Mate, who is an MD and does a lot of work with trauma and has really brought in a lot of new perspectives on addiction and ADHD as them being more results of trauma-related things. But what he said was there's never a situation when helping by offering compassion doesn't help. So wherever we can bring compassion,
Yeah,
that's the help that we're bringing.
I
So
agree with you. I totally agree. We need to live in a society of more compassion and more understanding, and including myself, I need to be that way when it comes to certain people. But, we're human. We are human.
yeah,
So we will make a few mistakes here and there. But overall, we have to live in a place of more heartfelt compassion.
yeah, awesome.
All right. So thank you guys for joining us once again.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a pleasure. Once again, this is Rainbow Shift Podcast, and we are hoping that you guys will follow us as well on our individual social medias and on the website. All right. We love you guys, and we'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye.